Welcome back. Joining us virtually is our local CPA, Robin LeBlanc. Robin, thanks so much for joining us virtually today.
Thank you for having me back.
Of course. It's good to have you back on this Monday, and today we are tackling nonprofits. So what do people at home need to know if they want to start a nonprofit?
All right. So the first two steps in starting a nonprofit is registering with the Louisiana Secretary of State as a nonprofit corporation. And this is really important. I see a lot of people come to me that have already tried to set up their nonprofit, and they set it up as an LLC. You don't want to do that. Make sure you're selecting the nonprofit corporation status if you're trying to do it yourself. Next thing you do is you register for that tax ID number with the IRS. Now, having these two documents, your EIN and your registration with the Secretary of State, is pretty much all you need to start a regular business. But if you're trying to get that tax exempt status, just because you're registered as a tax exempt organization doesn't actually make you tax exempt until you apply with the IRS and request that status. Now, that application is called a 1023, and there's two versions of the form, the long form and the short form, and that's just based on how much money you're projected to make in the next 3 years. So make sure you get that application and you fill it out timely, because the IRS is going to take a couple weeks to a couple months, depending on how much information you sent them, before they give you that nonprofit status.
Okay.
Another big thing to know is what type of nonprofit are you going to be, because you can be a 501c3, which is the kind that has charitable donations, and people can give to you and get tax write-offs for it. Not all nonprofits are charitable nonprofits. So you need to make sure that you're understanding why you're starting this nonprofit, what you're starting it for. Is it a social club, or is it actually something to promote charitable cause? And most importantly, make sure you are filing your tax return every year. Just because you're not paying taxes as a nonprofit does not mean that you do not have an annual filing status. If you get that 501c3 designation by applying for tax exempt and you do not file your annual 990, your nonprofit status will be revoked by the IRS, and it is a long and unpleasant process to get it reinstated. So do it timely, ask for help, don't just use Google, understand your entity structure, and stay compliant and ask all the questions. And you can reach out to us at info@robinleblanccpa.com or 337-330-4000. And we have Angel on staff, who is our in-house expert on nonprofits and tax exempt status.
Nice. So guys, if you have any more questions, definitely contact Robin. Robin, thank you so much for joining us virtually today.
Thank you.
If you went home